3, 2, 1. All right, we're live now.
Alrighty.
Alrighty. Q deal. All right. Let me go ahead and share this out real quick.
All right.
If you want to share it out to your stuff. Oh crap. Yeah, make sure you mute it.
Yep, muted.
All right.
There we go.
Twitter. Here we go. Tweet. All right. Kill that. Facebook. Because I never do anything ahead of time.
Ain't that the way life is?
Yarp. Oh, for crying out loud. God dang it. There's too many windows open. Okay.
Oh, there we go. There. I see the picture of the pictures.
You see the picture of the pictures?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what it is. It's got your sketch there, and
oh yeah.
And it keeps switching between that and the no picture thing.
Okay, you'll go away. Too much stuff open. All right, fan speak. Go. Post. Okay. All right, now I gotta go here. Anyway, welcome to Nerd Culture Clash, episode 6.
Hello, everybody.
Wrong window. So technical. I went to school for this crap. Okay. Let me go to screen share. Okay. All right. I'm gonna switch over to my desktop. Oh,
alrighty.
Yeah. Look at my. Yeah. I gotta finish my hair. All right. Screen. No, not screen. Screen 1. Here we go. Share. There we go. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Mute. Click that. Click this. Okay. So starting off the bat, of course, we're going to start with the 500-pound gorilla. Endgame. We're not going to. Now I made a deal with some people. We're not going to talk about it too much. We're going to try not to spoil it.
Yeah, not a lot of spoilers.
Because a lot of people haven't seen it yet. But I had to talk about this because, holy crap!
Although, what is the screen doing? I gotta point that out first. Are
you not seeing just like the regular? Are you not seeing my desktop?
No, not seeing your desk. No.
Oh crap! Hang on a minute. Hang on. Tom Cummings. Oh crap! Wrong desktop. Oh, geez.
You wanted the desktop, not your computer desktop.
Yeah. Dang it. Oh, jeez. What you? Oh, God. All right. Hang on a minute. Wait. Stop. Okay. Let me try this again. Okay. Screen 1, screen 2. Son of a bitch. Okay.
Oh, there we go. Stick your hand in. Oh, I see your hand. Okay, you're good.
Is it back on my? It's back on the drawing, isn't it?
Well, right now it's on the drawing and the like no picture icon thing.
Oh, okay.
It's switching back and forth between those, but I can see your hand there in the bottom left. So.
Okay. Hang on a minute. Okay, and let's go to. Stop it.
And I still got to send you my picture.
Now, is it showing the Box Office Mojo thing?
Oh, now it's showing your desktop again. The House Wayne.
That's it. Damn it. Okay, so it's. Yeah, what it is. Here's what the problem is. I got
a lot of stuff running.
I tried to do multi screen. Basically, I was trying to fix it so I didn't have to look at my laptop, and I failed. So you're starting to piss me off. Okay, here we go. We'll figure it out one of these days.
Well, now we can talk about Endgame because it's right there.
Yeah, now we can talk about it. All right. Yeah, because what it was.
Now it's
gone. It's gone.
Oh, it's back. There it is.
Okay.
Now it's gone.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, you know what? I hate this. Stop. Okay. Let me see something here. All right. You know what? We're just gonna have to talk about it.
Okay, yeah.
Because it's not gonna jeez, man.
Cure itself.
For the
Well, now we're back to your pictures.
Yeah, we're gonna have to just leave it with this.
Okay, that's
until I figure out what the hell I'm doing wrong here. Anyway,
Endgame.
So talking about Endgame, again, like I said, we're going to try not to spoil it, but
too much.
Yeah, we'll do our best not to spoil it. But holy crap!
Yeah, it was good. It was epic.
It's 4 days later, and it has already made almost $400 million US.
Wow.
Yeah, it's made almost $400 million in just 4 days. It's at 393 million. Actually, it's almost at 394 million. So as of today, it's going to blow that away.
Yep.
Yeah, it'll probably tack another $20-25 million on just today.
And this is one of the lowest movie nights. No, that was yesterday. So.
Yeah. This was this average is at it was the 29th, so it was yesterday. So as of yesterday, it was at $393 million US. And 1.34 billion worldwide.
Wow.
That's freaking sick. To put that into perspective, Captain Marvel, which was the last MCU movie to come out, in a month and a half has made $1.1 billion, which that was way more than I knew it was going to do well. I didn't think it was going to do quite that well, but that's okay. Yeah, and to date, it has made $414 million in the US. So that means in 4 days, Avengers almost matched its US total.
Yep.
In 4 days. Anybody who doesn't understand why Captain Marvel made as much money as it did, that's why.
This movie right here.
This movie right here, Avengers Endgame. That's why. That thing is going to, I'm telling you right now, man, this thing's going to make, I'm saying it's going to make at least $2.5 billion. At least. I think it might break the $3 billion mark. I think it might.
I think it probably will.
I think that it might unseat Avatar. But yeah, dude, I was just like, holy crap. And there's actually it made so much money. There's people that were actually like looking at the number of theaters that it was released in, and they're saying it's impossible for it to have made that much. And I'm like, okay, if the number of theaters that it was, if the number of screens that it was initially going to be released on were all that it was released on, then they're correct. But the thing that they don't realize is that so many screenings of this thing have sold out. The people who own it's not like it used to be where they had they got sent reels of the movie, so they only had that many reels of the movie. Everything's digital now, so all they got to do is load it onto another hard drive at the theater. So that if they're like, hey, we've got 3 people going to see us, we could either run that or we could scrap that showing of us and put another showing of Endgame on and sell that out too.
Well, literally, our local cinema complex was having a show every 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's what they did. They looked at shows that had like the pre-sales tickets on it were like 1 or 2. And they went, yeah, screw that, scrap that showing, put another showing of Endgame on.
Yeah, the other movies that were showing were only having maybe 2 showings a day.
Yeah. Now, and here's the thing: Captain Marvel actually came in at number 2, and the reason why it came in at number 2, and this is what some studios will do is they have guarantee you have to show X number of showings of this no matter what else comes out.
Yeah.
And then Marvel and then Disney in particular, they put out a demand to theaters telling them You're not allowed to cancel any of the Captain Marvel shows to add more shows of Endgame.
So when you show up for Endgame and it's sold out, they're like, well, Captain Marvel, you can see that.
That's exactly. They wanted to push the numbers of Captain Marvel up, and it worked because Captain Marvel came in at number 2 for the week. But here's the thing. Get this. All right, so Captain Marvel came in at number 2.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The number 2 movie of the weekend only made $8 million. That's it. And it was number 2.
Yep.
That basically means almost nobody went to see anything else. Everybody went to see Endgame. It's like literally almost no showings at all. Yesterday, and in fact, Sunday's numbers. Monday box office numbers. So this is how much it's made so far today, as of the reports for Monday. For yesterday, they tacked on another $36.8 million for Endgame on Monday. Captain Marvel made $696,000. So the next closest movie didn't even make 1/36th of what Endgame did.
Even did.
That's how this thing is the juggernaut, man.
Because I was actually going to go see Pet Sematary, like either Sunday or Monday night.
Yeah.
But then, people were like, hey, want to go see Endgame? So I was like, okay, I can do that.
For the top movies of 2019, as it stands right now, number 1 is Captain Marvel. Number two after only 4 days is Endgame, and it's only $17 million behind.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as of today, end of today, it's past it. Yeah. So in 5 days, it passed the number 1 movie of the year so far. That's insane. But to show you how big Marvel is, the next closest movie is Us, and it didn't even make half of what Avengers.
Captain Marvel did? Or
it didn't make even half of what Captain Marvel did. It didn't even make half of what Endgame made. It's like anybody who doesn't understand why these Marvel movies make crazy bank, they don't get it. Marvel could put out a crappy movie. And let's be honest, Captain Marvel, even though it wasn't as bad as everyone thought it was going to be, it wasn't a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was an okay movie. Like, I put it in the lower tier of Marvel films. But the movie made $1 billion. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is to this generation what Star Wars was to the 80s.
Yeah, pretty much. And see, this is what can happen when you do it right.
Yep.
When you don't, I was going to say go off on tangents, but when you don't, like, the best example ever is like Highlander. First of all, Highlander 2, why make it? It was a kind of definitive end to the story.
Yeah.
And so they had to come up with something. So you really wanted, like, did you people even see that movie? Seriously. So bad. And that's how you screw it up. And you can screw it up in other ways too. But now Marvel did something, they did it well, but for purists, they're like, that's not the plot. That is not what happened. Thanos is not a sympathetic character. You kind of really screwed the pooch on that part. But they did a good job of keeping the characters in a fairly different story arc. Kept all their motivations,
mm-hmm.
and kept all the characters. And quite frankly, Marvel could have just made the 4 Avengers movies and then had everybody looking around like, okay, well, yeah, but unless we've read the comics, we won't know who any of the other people are. So they did the right thing with pretty much everyone either their own movie or a big enough spot in other superhero movies that you know and like the character, you get their motivations, you know why they're there. And they just did that very well. And and so many times before, it's been totally screwed up. Good example, Hobbit. That movie, those movies were all, they could have been so good, especially after what Peter Jackson had done with The Lord of the Rings. Yes, he changed it, but he didn't destroy it. Still was a good narrative, still stayed on target with the plot, with, you know, with the story you're familiar with. Yeah, he cut a bunch of stuff out. I personally would have sat through like 6 3-hour movies to get the whole thing, but not everybody would.
Yeah.
So, and then you took The Hobbit, which would have been a good like 2.5-hour movie, or 2 good 2-hour movies. You could have done that, but stretching it out to 3 and adding so much crap that wasn't characters that weren't even in the story.
Yeah. The one good thing was Legolas finally ran out of arrows.
I did love I don't want to necessarily say love, but I did like that they tried to explain Gandalf's absence.
Yeah.
Because in the book, Gandalf's just like, yeah, see you guys later. I got stuff to do, and would disappear for like 6 months. And then come back. It's like, oh, you guys nearly died? Well, hey, you pulled through. Good for you. Let's go. Oh, wait, I got to go again. I'll see you later. Deal with the dragon. I'll be back.
Freaking
And so they try to explain it with he's off doing ring stuff. Oh, okay, well, that's like within the story. It wasn't in there, but it's kind of, side quest kind of thing. So that worked. But then Legolas and the elf girl, I don't even want to know her name because she wasn't in the story. So,
what the hell's her name? I don't even remember her name now. Was it? It started with a T, didn't it?
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, the character that didn't exist until then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then her line at the end of, oh, why does it hurt so much? Because it was real. No, it wasn't. You never existed. You never existed. It wasn't real.
Yeah. But no, man, it's this movie, Endgame, like the reason why these things are so big and why they're doing so well and other attempts to replicate it have failed is because they did it right. They came out and they said, look, we are in this for the long haul. So let's look at how to set this thing up right and get it done. And that's where I think like the DC attempt to replicate this failed, because they tried to come out the gate with it. And then they should have just slowly started like when they started with Man of Steel, they did it right. They should have done a Man of Steel movie, then they should have done a new Batman film. They should have done all the standalone films first.
Right.
And then do the others.
Like Cyborg. I said I'm not a real big DC fan. I know of Cyborg, but I really don't know much about him. Doing his origin story and a whole movie with him, there you go. Do that. Oh, wait. Do you mean Bruce Wayne's parents were shot in an alley? I never knew. What the hell?
Yeah, you don't need to do that.
Yeah, we don't need to do that again. Superman.
What they should have done, they should have done a Superman movie. Then they should have done a Batman movie. And at the end of the Batman movie, made it clear that Superman has been paying attention to what's been going on and wants to know what the hell's up. And then you do the Wonder Woman film. Or in fact, I would even do the Wonder Woman film before you do the Batman film.
Yeah.
I would do the Wonder Woman film, then do the Batman film, so that leads into Batman versus Superman.
Well, you do the Batman. Well, yeah, I suppose you do. Yeah, do Batman versus Superman. Although that really should be like a later movie
That should actually, I don't have a problem with that being the third movie in the setup that they do, but they don't, one, don't kill him.
Yeah.
And two, don't do Doomsday. Doomsday should be something that happens.
Yeah, that is a completely separate story. You do
Yeah.
Batman versus Superman. Stop throwing too many villains in.
Yeah. The villain should, like I said, the villain should have been Metallo and Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Okay. And even Lex Luthor might not even be like at he's just kind of like at the side.
He's just
behind the scenes.
Yeah, you can know he's there. You can know he's doing stuff, but he doesn't have to be an upfront villain for that.
Yeah, and then you do, yeah, and you build to Superman's death being part of the big like they should do. They should have done that. Then they should have done whatever storyline they want to set up a Justice League film. Then you could do the other individual movies for each of the other characters. Then in like Justice League 2, that's when you do
Doomsday.
That's when you do Doomsday and Superman dies at the end. So that the next big movie, the next big Justice League movie you do is when Superman comes back.
Yeah.
And he comes back to help them stop Darkseid.
Yep.
That's what they should have done. They should have gone into this thing for the long haul, and they didn't.
Did you hear that, DC? Hire Rob.
Dude, hire anybody else but the people that they got to do it. Everybody was saying almost the exact same thing. You guys are going too fast. Everybody was saying the same thing, and it's just even the people like who defend what's his name, Zack Snyder, even they admit that they were going too fast. They're like,
you need to lay the groundwork, and some of the groundwork once again has already been laid. Everybody alive on the planet, well, not everybody, surely a vast majority of people on the planet already know Superman and Batman's backstories. Yes. You do not need to tell them again. Right. Even if you've never read a comic book, there are several different movie versions of both of those stories.
It's just like
done.
They did Spider-Man in the MCU. They knew we don't have to tell this guy's origin again.
Right.
So
they did Spider-Man and go.
Yeah. So they didn't, and they just went with here he is. Same thing with Black Panther. Black Panther. They didn't really. They touched on his origin in his standalone film.
Yeah.
But when they introduced him, no backstory.
He's just Black Panther. There you go.
Black Panther because the vast majority of comic book fans know, and in the way that they set things up, they did that character really, really well in Civil War.
Yeah,
because they let you just enough to understand what was going on, and they left enough of it open to where you wanted to know what he was really all about.
Right. Yeah, they did a very good job of that.
And then I'll say this about DC. I think even if you didn't think it was a great movie, I think the way they did Aquaman was perfect. They didn't really do an origin story for him. They had little flashbacks in a story that was set in now.
Here's his mom and his dad. They had a kid. He's Aquaman, and here's the rest of the story.
Yep. I think that's the way they need to approach things, unless it's a character, like you said, that nobody knows anything about, like Cyborg.
Right.
Nobody knows anything about him. You need to, and even like, because with what they did for him in like Justice League, not Justice League, but the Teen Titans cartoons and stuff. Nobody knows where he came from, really. So you gotta set a character like that up. Doctor Strange. Most people don't really know that character. But if it's a character that we've seen their origin before, you don't need to do it again. It's just like what we were talking about Hellboy last week.
Yeah.
Don't need to know that. We don't need to know his backstory. We already do.
But it's a reboot. I don't care if it's a reboot. We already know it. It's the same. It is, in that one, it is the exact same story.
They just add more people.
They just had more people, and even a lot of the people from the Clockwork guy.
Yeah.
Dr. whatever his name is.
Koenig, or whatever.
Yeah, he's there. He's only like in 3 shots. But he's there. Rasputin is there. He summons Hellboy. Hellboy is there. It's the same scene, just shot a lot differently. Now, granted, it didn't go into as much background for that as the other Hellboy did, but yeah, it's not like that movie was made 30 years ago, and an entire generation has gone since then. No, unless you're a real little kid just starting to go to movies, you've probably seen Hellboy.
Yeah. But yeah, I was just like, I'm looking at what Endgame's doing, and I was just like, holy crap.
It's like just watching the numbers change.
Yeah, it's almost like it's like McDonald's, man. You just watch the sign change. It's over and over and over again. But yeah, so that thing, God, man, I don't know, man. The top number for that thing is going to be disgusting. It's going to be absolutely disgusting. So speaking of disgusting, Game of Thrones, episode 3, The Long Night. Have you watched any of this season yet?
I have not watched, but I've been watching the synopsises.
Yeah, a lot of people were not happy. Not happy at all. And I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of on the fence with it. Oh, hey, Gus. We got the 2 people in the chat right now. We got Tersh is here, and then we got Tyler Bush. Thanks for coming, man. I appreciate it. We just got done talking about Avengers, and now we're getting ready to crap on Game of Thrones.
Although Gus and Tersh might want to turn it down for about a minute, because I do have a suggestion for the change of the end of Endgame.
Okay, yeah. If you don't want any spoilers for Endgame, you guys want to
go off for just a minute, because there's something they should have changed about the end.
Here's what I'll do. Give me a second here. All right, hang on. I got this. All right. Before we do it, we'll tell you to stop listening, and then I'll tell you, and then I'll put okay, like this.
Where is it?
I'll show you. I'm gonna make a sign. Okay. Now you can listen again, and then you can turn it back up. All right. So 3, 2, 1. Turn off your audio. All right, Tom, hit me.
Okay. What was the last line of the movie?
Where Cap gives
no, last line of the movie is no, I don't think I will.
Yeah, where Cap says no, I don't. Yeah, where Cap says he doesn't think he's going to tell him about being with Peggy.
Better line, much better line. I already have.
Okay.
Because he's talked about her before. I mean, he's been in love with her for the past 90-something years.
Yeah.
And he has talked about her before. Everybody's seen his compass with the picture of her in it.
I think it was more...
Yeah, I know what they were trying to do, but I just think that especially for a time travel movie, telling them that I already have would have been a much better...
I think the whole idea
closing line.
I think the whole idea is that he knew who he was with. He just wanted to know what their life was like. I think that's what he was saying in that. He wasn't like, hey, who were you with? I think it was more along the lines of, hey, what was your life like?
Still once again, because he's like, hey, you want to tell me about her? I just think a better answer just would have been, I already have. You already know who I was in love with. I just went and I had that life that I should have had.
Yeah.
It's okay. That's all. That's what I wanted to finish up on Endgame. So.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and turn your audio back on. If you turned it off, then
they can't hear you. Put the okay up.
I did. It's coming. There you go. All right.
There it is. We're good. Okay, we're back. Okay, Game of Thrones. We're back on Game of Thrones again.
Yes. All right. So you, like me, you've read the books. In fact, you're much more studious with the books than I am. And
which is weird, but
yeah. Hey, what do you want me to tell you? Okay. So the battle with the Night King happened last night. Well, happened on Sunday, and there's basically people are looking at like, okay, either you really liked it or you really hated it. And me personally, I'm both. For one, the complaints that a lot of the number one complaint that almost everybody has, and I absolutely 100% agree with, is it was so dark.
Yeah,
like physically dark. You couldn't see anything.
Yeah, I've seen memes that's what the meme is. They're like, hey, here's some Game of Thrones spoilers, and then it just like has these black frames that say like, ouch, why'd you do that? You know, little blurbs underneath them. It's like, yeah, sorry about the spoilers.
I mean, just the thing I was like is the only time you can really see anything is when they light the big fire, you know, and they have these fires and stuff that are going, and my brain is going, nobody knows how to light a fire. I mean, what are you? Did they want to fight in the dark?
Well, if you're fighting a zombie army, that one of the most effective ways to get them is to burn them. I'm going to have a sword in one hand and a torch in the other.
Exactly, and that was another thing is you know, okay, yeah, right. Before we go any further, spoiler alert, big time spoiler alert on this. Again, if you don't want us to spoil
Game of Thrones,
the Game of Thrones last episode, turn your volume down, and I'll throw the OK sign up again. I got to talk about this because there are a lot of problems with this thing. You know, fire is one of the most effective weapons against these guys. Okay, next to the dragon glass and the Valerian steel, fire is the next best thing. Okay, fire works on them. That's the whole reason why the dragons were such dangerous weapons against them. And the reason why the Night King did so many things to stop them from being as effective. And knowing that the Night King can raise people from the dead, all of the people that died out there, the dragons, they're pretty much their primary job should have been burn everything.
Mm-hmm.
Literally burn everything. All of our dead, and yes, it's harsh, but you're in a fight of your life. Burn everything.
Yep.
Set it all on fire. Destroy it all. And they don't do that. So at the end, guess what he does?
Hey, let's do this again.
He raises everything. And it's like, really? Are you guys this clueless? You fought him how many times already? You see what he does? Burn everything.
Kill it with fire.
Yes, kill it with fire. But yeah, so complaint number one is that it was so dark. It was like there are no torches in the buildings. You know, and the cinematographer has actually come out and he's defended it. He's saying that they wanted people to feel like they were actually in the dark and in the night. I was like, okay, dude, but you're making
it's a visual medium
TV show. Yeah, exactly. You got to be able to see what's going on. I mean, it's literally so dark in some places that people die and you don't know who it is. Okay, so that's problem number one. Problem number two, again, like I said, is light it all on fire. So that was the problem with me. The third thing, and this is the thing that really bugged me, was the inconsistency of what the dragon can do, the undead dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Because when it first attacks, like it blows, like it hits one of the walls of
Winterfell,
and it blows it away like it got hit by a missile. Like it literally just absolutely decimates it. And then John is hiding from it behind a rock, and it doesn't do anything. I'm like, what?
Magic rock.
And I'm like, oh, I know what it is. It's John's plot armor. But yeah, I'm like, well, wait a minute, dude. He should be dead like 3 times over. And then there's also the scene where he gets knocked off the dragon that he's riding. And that's the other thing too, is like it's so dark that the dragon scenes looked really bad.
Mm-hmm.
But he gets knocked off the dragon that he was flying on, and he gets surrounded by White Walkers. And then Dany somehow is able to like pinpoint her dragon's fire to hit all the undead around him without hitting him. And I'm like,
girl's got talent. What can I
Well,
say?
dude, no, I'm going like, I'm like, how did she do? How? Like the dragons are not. They're not certain. Okay, it's the dragon's fire is not a scalpel. It's a broadsword.
Yep.
You know, it's like he should be dead. Even just the fact that it was as close to it as he was, he should be dead. So there's that. But the thing that really that a lot of people are upset about is it's over. They defeated the Night King in one episode. One episode. They've been leading to this for how many seasons?
And there's 4 episodes left.
And there's 4. There's
4 or
3
3.
Episodes. There's 3 episodes left. And they defeated the Night King in one episode, and it's done. And everyone's just kind of going, really?
Yay.
All this lead up, and that's
now
it.
What?
So then the next 3 episodes is going to be dealing with Cersei.
Yep.
And then now the one thing that people are complaining about that I disagree with is how the Night King dies.
Okay.
Everyone wanted it to be Jon who kills him. But it's Arya who kills him.
Okay.
Arya has this really badass moment where she takes out the Night King.
Okay, cool. I can totally see that with the story arc they put her in the TV series.
The thing and that's the thing I said is like, you guys got to understand, Arya has been set up from the beginning of this to be the weapon. Like, she is being set up to be the instrument of revenge.
Yeah.
From day one. And that's the other thing too, is that they're calling her a Mary Sue. I'm like, no.
No, she's been training
ever since the beginning.
Uh-huh.
I said, no, she's the exact opposite of a Mary Sue. A Mary Sue is a person who gains power,
who just shows up and has it.
Who just shows up and is just handed it to it. She literally struggles to the point where at one point she was a blind beggar to gain the ability and power that she has. She's the exact opposite of a Mary Sue.
Yeah, she has a story arc that shows how she became the person she is. This is why she does what she does. This is how she knows how to do what she does.
Yeah.
You know, even just watching the fight with her and Brienne.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a good scene.
Oh yeah, and you see that as good as she is, Brienne's right there with her.
Yeah.
You know, that shows you how good Brienne really is. Like you see, like, you know, Brienne, who's, you know, now the thing you can say is that Brienne is much older than she is, and she's been fighting for a long time. But at the same time, Arya had, like, this has been her singular purpose in life.
Yeah,
is to become a weapon.
Well, she has her little prayer that she says every night.
Yep,
a little list. And that's what she has been striving for, and that's what she's got. I mean, the Night King wasn't on the list per se, but
but the thing is, she wants to be the weapon of her family. She wants to be the person who brings who takes out their enemies.
She wants to rain down on them with righteous fury.
And okay, hang on. Let me go. All right. Now we're done. We're done with the spoilers on this. We're going to talk about a little bit more. We're going to do that. Okay. Now we're back.
Okay.
Right.
There's the okay.
Audio's back. All right. But yeah, so the complaints about the episode, I totally get it. The one complaint about Arya, though, being a Mary Sue, I disagree with that. And in fact, I said, and to me, if anybody takes out Cersei, it should be Arya and Sansa together, because the two of them are the ones who have suffered under her the most. The two of them were there when her machinations got their father killed.
Yeah.
The two of them have suffered at her hands more than anybody, especially Sansa.
Yes.
So if anybody takes out Cersei, it should be Arya and Sansa together, in my opinion. And just like it was the two of them together who took out Littlefinger.
Yeah.
Because everyone says that, because that was one of the things they said. Arya has had so many cool moments already. Is they just keep giving it to her. It's like, yeah, but you have to understand that's what she's there for.
Yeah,
she's literally there to be the instrument of the Stark family's revenge. You know, and if you think about it, it wasn't just her. Sansa's the one who sets Littlefinger up.
yeah.
You know, so it was the two of them together. It was not just Arya. It was the Stark family.
Yeah, Arya pulled the trigger, as it were, but it was
Sansa
Sansa that set him up.
Yeah, it was Sansa. Yeah, Arya is the gun, but Sansa is the hand that aimed it. So
yep.
and I personally think that if anybody's going to take out Cersei, it should be the two of them. But yeah, I mean, I think part of the thing though is that because they've truncated the series this last season so much to the 3 episodes, that's why it ended up only being 1 episode.
Yeah.
Personally, I think it should have been at least 2 or 3. I think it would have been better if they had their big fight at Winterfell, but the Night King basically pulls a fast one and makes it look like he was destroyed, but he really wasn't. And at the end, when the Starks and when everybody goes up against Cersei, in the middle of that fight, the Night Walkers show up. And you get your final battle there, like that. I personally think that would have been better, but we got what we got.
But then also the people that are, complaining about like, oh, it should have been Jon that that killed the Night. No, it should have been Eddard Stark, but he's freaking dead.
Yeah.
That's the way Martin writes this stuff. It is so much not, I mean, there was one character that I loved in the books that he only had 1 chapter because he had the chapter that he had been mentioned several times throughout different things. He had been in other people's chapters. Then he gets his own chapter, and like the next chapter, he dies.
Who's this?
I can't remember. He's one of the Kingsguard. He's the one that was sent down to Dorne with the princess when she went down.
Oh, okay.
And he got involved in the whole kidnapping of her thing.
Yeah.
And then, he got chopped in half the next chapter, because you're like reading the whole thing from his perspective. You're like, okay, he's a cool character. He's complicated, and chopped in half. There you go. He's gone.
I gotta talk to Mike S. Miller and see if I can get you or me onto. They do a weekly stream about Game of Thrones called the Night's Watch.
Mm-hmm.
And you know so much more about it than I do. I would love to see you get on there and talk shop with him, because he's actually friends with George R.R. Martin.
Oh, wow.
And he's the guy who did, have you seen the graphic novels for the Dunk and Egg series?
Not the graphic novels. I have the illustrated novel. Just
okay.
What was the guy's name?
Mike S. Miller.
Mike S. Miller, because it's sitting right over here. I might be able to reach it without taking my headphones off.
But he does all the graphic novels for the Hedge Knight series, for the Dunk and Egg, for the Dunk.
Okay, the one I have, I guess it's just an illustrated version. That's not a graphic novel, but it's that's Gary Gianni.
Yeah. No, actually, give me a second. I think I have the link to them, because I actually found them on Amazon and I wanted to get them. But Mike does the art for all of them, and he's the guy that I told you that story about, where when he first did a picture of Jaime Lannister, he did him. Oh yeah,
and he's like, no, shaved.
Yeah, and he's like, no, Jaime doesn't have a beard, because Jaime's hero, his idol is the one guy, who was he was the member of the
guy that went off to serve with Dany.
Yeah, the guy who was like, even now I could cut through with all of you like a knife cuts through cake.
Yep.
Amazon.
Yeah, we're saying retirement. What? You don't retire.
Yeah, you don't retire from the Kingsguard. All right, hang on. All right, so
by the way, while he's looking that up, yeah, if you haven't read the Dunk and Egg series, I mean, I've only read the first book, but I mean, they're good.
Yeah.
I started reading what's his historical novel, the one of the one about the Targaryens and when they came to Westeros and united the Seven Kingdoms.
Yeah.
I'm reading that book. It's not as good as his other books because it's not as much of a novel of a narration like his other books. This is kind of just a history. It's still well written. It's better than most any like history school book I've ever read. Still some good flavor to it. It's basically, it was written by a maester by the name of George Martin. So it's like, oh, you wrote yourself into your own book. Nice.
Yeah. But that's the link to the Amazon to the Hedge Knight, the first one. He did like 3 of them.
Yeah, I gotta find the other ones. I really like the first one. The first one was good.
I love the fact that they allude to that Dunk is Brienne's ancestor. Because he's
really,
they were that, which is why in that episode, in episode 2, when Jaime Lannister finally knights her, that was a big deal because the thing about Dunk is he was never truly knighted.
Well, he was.
He was eventually, but he was pretending to be a knight for most of his life.
No, he was knighted by.
He was knighted by the
knight that trained him. Now, granted, a lot of people didn't recognize that, but that is a perfectly knights can make other knights. That's perfectly legitimate. Yeah. However, basically, if you didn't believe that he did that, you're like, it's kind of close to call it him a liar.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh yeah, some guy just knighted you. Don't know, he was a knight.
Well, one of the things was that Brienne couldn't be a knight. And then when they knighted her, that was kind of like reflecting the fact that Dunk was through the whole story of the Hedge Knight, he was pretending that he was, because even he wasn't sure that he was truly a knight.
Yeah, well, that was part of, I don't want to say Dunk's charm, but that's part of his character, is he was a little bit on the
thick side.
Thick as a castle wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on the thick side, mentally, but also he had a real kind of self-doubt problem.
Yeah.
And although really not quite he did have a lot of self-doubt until the fight started.
Yeah.
And then he just kind of went into auto mode and just beat the crap out of
everybody.
He got his ass whipped too, but
yeah, but that
could explain also why Brienne is so big, because Dunk was 7 foot tall.
Yeah, he was huge, and that was actually they alluded to the fact that he wasn't just her ancestor, but he was also possibly Hodor's ancestor.
Oh,
which is the reason why Hodor were so big.
Okay, that's interesting.
Because they all come from the same. They all come from the same line. But they also allude to the fact that what was the name of the woman who the woman that Dunk kind of has a thing for. I can't remember her name now.
The woman from the because at least in the first book there's 2, because there's the one the spider lady, and then the other one is the puppeteer.
The puppeteer. They alluded to the fact that the puppeteer is Old Nan.
Really?
Yes.
That would be cool as hell.
Yeah, which is why I'm on board with that idea that you had, that Old Nan, like they should do a series based off of Old Nan's stories.
Yeah.
And start off with it should start off with puppets. Like the intro of it should be puppets.
Okay, HBO, call Rob.
Yeah, get on this.
He's on this.
But yeah, there's so much cool stuff that they set up with that. But yeah, that was one of the things that Mike was talking about. Was how according to George, he alludes to the fact that Dunk is Brienne and Hodor's ancestor. and that old man is actually the puppeteer lady, which would make a lot of sense because that's what she does. Is she tells stories.
Yeah.
But
That's kind of awesome. I like that. I don't care if that is canon or not. I'm on board with that.
Yeah, but I just thought that was really cool. But all right, so a couple other things in the news that I thought were interesting, other than of course the fact that Venezuela is burning.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, have you seen any of the stuff for that?
I haven't seen any of it. I heard about the other president, his speech. I heard a little bit of that, but I also heard about Argentina's having riots now too. So
everything's going crazy, man. But if you're a child of the 80s and 90s like me, you remember the heyday of comic books when it was absolutely insane. You also remember the birth of Image Comics. And one of the people who was largely responsible for that was Rob Liefeld. And love it or hate it, like Rob Liefeld was a big deal in the 80s and 90s. And recently, Marvel brought him back to do a series called Major X. Now, Major X was a book that he pitched to them back in the 90s before he left to help form Image. And this book is actually taking place in the 90s. So it's literally, this book he's doing is literally a callback to the glory days. And it looks like everybody who keeps saying that, that the people who keep talking about the 90s aren't really they're not the majority of fans, looking like that's not true, because Major X issues 1 and issue 2 have both sold out before even hitting the stores. So literally these books are selling out. They're going into like second and third printings for these things, and they're literally selling out before they're even in the stores. And this trend is continuing through both. That happened to issue 1, also happened to issue 2, and now it's happened to issue 3. So the third issue, it's not even it's set to hit stores this Wednesday. And it was sold out 3 weeks ago. So this thing is on, I believe it's on its second or third printing. Now, interestingly enough, doing the artwork for this is another big name from the 80s and 90s that you guys might remember. His name is Whilce Portacio. And Whilce Portacio is actually one of my favorite artists of all time. So the fact that he did this book, I'm buying this thing. Like,
what did he do?
Whilce Portacio is the guy who took over Uncanny X-Men after Jim Lee left. And a lot of people didn't even notice because his art at the time was really similar. And the difference is that his art is actually even a little more detailed than Jim's is. And he had a very interesting style of his own. I really like, especially his early stuff. Really like Whilce Portacio's work. He also went on to do a book called Wetworks for Image Comics. And he's done a lot of guest stints on other books. Like he did a stint on The Darkness. He does a lot of covers. I just love the dude's work. But this idea that this argument that people have had saying, oh, you guys are just a bunch of dinosaurs. You're not really, there's no reason to cater to you because you're not really
you're not the core group.
You're not the market that we want. Bullshit. And this proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt because this thing's selling like crazy. So I just thought that was a cool thing. I actually was talking to Whilce Portacio on his my brain is completely taking a crap on me, on his, not Twitter,
Facebook,
his Instagram.
He
was I was talking to him on his Instagram about this, and I'm like, I told him, I was like, well, I guess I'm buying this. So I did, because he was doing covers for it, but I didn't know he was going to be doing interiors for it too. So I'm like, yep, I'm on board.
which is always a huge disappointment when you like,
yes,
oh, the cover on this is so nice, and you open up, you're like,
who the hell is this?
what is this?
Yeah, so if you were a fan of either of those guys, yeah, you might want to go pick up Major X. Another thing, I don't know how familiar you are with his work, but filmmaker, director John Singleton passed away yesterday, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah, I had heard that.
Yeah, he I didn't this was actually a surprise to me. I knew he was I knew he was having some health problems. I didn't realize that they were as serious as this. And he's actually been on life support for a while now. And then they finally took him off life support and he passed away. But John Singleton, for those of you who don't know, he started off as a music video director, I believe, because he did that music video for Michael Jackson, Remember the Time? The one with Eddie Murphy where he was the Pharaoh.
I've not seen that, actually.
It's been a long time. But his probably the biggest movie that he's most remembered for is Boys in the Hood.
Yeah.
Which was a groundbreaking film at the time. Another thing about him too is that John Singleton, he was a really, really humble guy. And from what I understand, and he was also a huge comic book fan. Back in the day, again, Rob Liefeld was actually talking about it and actually showed pictures of every time that Rob or any of the other Image guys were at a signing at a store, John Singleton was there. Like he showed up everywhere he possibly could. He loved comic books. And that was another thing that people talked about was how much crossover there was, especially in the 90s with comic books and other mediums like hip hop. You know, there was a lot of crossover with the things. People get influenced by things that you would never suspect. You know, like one of the things that I always like to bring up is the influence that anime had on filmmakers, especially in the early 2000s. You know, movies like The Matrix. Tons and like a lot. There's a lot of influence in things that people would never realize if literally they weren't told.
Yeah.
But yeah, John Singleton. I remember watching Boys in the Hood at the theater. And this was back in the day when movies like that, you know, they didn't get made. And so this guy was he was a real trendsetter. So I saw that and I just, like I said, I was really shocked that I knew he was having some health problems. I didn't realize they were that serious. And unfortunately, he has passed the veil. So hopefully there's something else on the other side there. But moving on to something a little bit more, a little bit less depressing.
Less depressing.
Yeah. Venezuela's on fire. John Singleton died. But now let's get to the happy. I don't know if you're a fan. Have you watched any of the Fantastic Beasts movies?
Yes.
All right. What do you think of them?
I mean, they're okay. I mean, they're not as good as the Harry Potter. The plot, I think, is more interesting than the main character.
Okay.
I don't want to say. I know what they're trying to do with them, and I know why, but it's not working for me. I mean, it's not bad. I don't dislike the character. And it's kind of nice for a change to have a hero that isn't I'm the hero guy,
Okay.
chosen one, or, you know, hey, I'm the hero, you know, guy. So
yeah. Well, they have begun work on movie 3.
Okay.
The thing that I didn't realize, so production of the film is it's set to begin in spring of 2020, and the film will be coming out supposedly November 2021.
Well, that seems like a long time from.
Yeah, so they're doing pre-production right now. Well, I think a lot of people were kind of soured on the last film because the last film I think didn't do quite as well as they wanted it to. A lot of that I think had to do with the stuff that was going on with Johnny Depp. But here's the thing I didn't realize. This is going to be this is planned to be a 5-film series.
Okay.
I was like, what? I thought originally the first one. I thought the first one was a one-off, and then they decided to keep going with it after that. And I was like, huh?
Well, that means you got a lot of character development coming up.
I was gonna say, I'm like, what is this crap? But yeah, I'm like, because I'll be honest with you, I haven't watched any of them. I watched, I think, like 10 minutes of the first one. That was it. Because I'm kind of like, when it comes to the Harry Potter, like the Potterverse, or whatever you want to call it, I'm kind of in the same boat as I am with Middle Earth. I'm kind of Middle Earth to death. I'm Middle Earth out. Same thing with Harry Potter. I'm Harry Pottered out, man.
Although I am looking forward to Tolkien that's coming out.
You know, the family has actually disavowed that movie.
Really?
Yes. I guess there's some stuff in it they're not happy about. But
well, that they're just not happy about, or that shouldn't be, or
they're being kind of vague about it. But my understanding is that they're not. There's some things that they're not pleased about, or there's some things that they disagree with, or something. So, but yeah, that's kind of where that's at. Here's a question. Here's something I found interesting. This is kind of in the news here. Have you heard about this high school that did the Aliens play?
Oh yeah,
dude. Did you know you could watch that?
Yeah, they have it online.
Yeah, it's not the best. It's not.
Well, yeah, it's a high school production, and it's just like home video cam sort of.
Yeah, the video's not the best, but.
I guess Sigourney Weaver went to go see it.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. She actually there was the final performance of the show, and she actually went to the thing, and they actually have that. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that's very cool.
And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why don't we have stuff like that when we were in high school? When we were in high school, when we were in high school, if you tried to pitch that to a teacher, they would have been like
expelled.
They would have been like, no way. And now they're like, oh yeah, sure, go ahead. Come on. But yeah, I saw that and I was like, I'm gonna have to watch this because I found the link where you can actually watch it. I'm like, I'm gonna have to watch this to see exactly how they do this. But I just thought that was really cool. Like she took her time out of their day to actually go to this play, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was kind of cool. So getting back onto the subject of Endgame in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, a discussion came up the other day that I was talking to a couple of people, and we were talking about how, like I said, Endgame really does feel like the end. Like it's done. It's the culmination. It's finished. But we were talking about how some people, there aren't any. I'm doodling here while I'm working on this. I really shouldn't be doing that but I saw something on it that just drove me crazy.
Must finish.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I've been working on this hair I worked on this hair all day. What you see right here in this hair, that's the culmination of about 6 hours.
Wow.
At work yesterday. But and yeah, I draw at work. But we were talking about how like there's not a whole lot of movies that we're really looking forward to the rest of the year that or anything that's going to be even close to being on the scale of Endgame. So I started thinking about it, and I want to look at some of the movies that are coming out and whether or not we think they're going to be even close to this. Which honestly, I don't think
nothing's going to be close to it. I mean, Star Wars, maybe, but
I don't know, man. I don't think so. But the movies that I'm actually, because there's a lot of movies coming out that other people are going to be like, oh yeah, I want to see that. And I'm like, I honestly don't care. Like for kids, I think that Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
I think a lot of kids are going to want to see that. I think that's going to do okay. The next big film that I'm interested in is John Wick 3, which by the way,
we got to sit down and watch those.
Next week. We got to pick a day and we got to sit down and watch chapter 1.
That'll work.
we'll set up what is it? I can't remember the name of the site you can set up so that people can watch it with you, but we'll watch that together and we'll do some commentary on it. Aladdin, honestly, I don't care.
Oh, by the way, are they re-releasing Maleficent, or
No, I think that's a sequel.
a sequel?
It's a sequel. Yeah, dude, don't ask me. I don't know. But no,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's a sequel, man. But yeah, like Aladdin, I don't care.
Lion King, I want to see that.
I mean, me personally, man, I'm like, I could go see it, but if I don't see it, I don't care. Brightburn, I want to see it because it looks kind of interesting. It's an interesting idea, but honestly, again, if I don't see it at the theater, I'm not going to be upset. I'll probably go see it at the theater just because I want to watch it, so I can talk about it.
Yeah, Brightburn is definitely interesting concept.
Yeah, it's on the list of movies I'm interested in, but again, I'm not like I have to see this. Now, Godzilla, I have to see that. I have to see that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So that's one that I absolutely have to see. Secret Life of Pets 2, don't care. Dark Phoenix, again, I'm not really feeling it. I'm gonna watch it just so I could talk about it, but if I were to miss it, I wouldn't be upset. I wouldn't have a problem. I have no interest in Men in Black International. Absolutely none. The Shaft remake, it's whatever, man. Child's Play, again, I'm interested. I'm mildly interested in it, but if I miss it, I don't care. I just oh yeah, Scott's like
yeah.
I did fat Thor hair in 10 minutes. Dude, that's one of the things I didn't we forgot to talk about things we didn't like about it. That's one of the things I did not like. Yeah, spoiler alert. I didn't like fat Thor.
So you were with every girl that was in the theater that I was in Sunday night, because there was an audible oh.
Yeah, well, it's just I really, really like Thor. I've always been a Thor fan. Even most of the time, I gravitate towards more street level characters because I think they're more interesting, and I think the fact that it's actually possible to harm them makes them more. It just makes them better, makes them more interesting. And I understand. Well, and you know what, Scott? I understand that. I understand that they tried to make him feel human, but I think they already did that with the first movie. They brought him down to earth in the first movie. The problem I have with the way they depicted him in Endgame is it's a complete 360 from Ragnarok. The humor, I didn't mind the humor, but him just becoming a coward, I didn't like that.
I got to disagree with there. He was not a coward. He was depressed and had some self-loathing, but not a coward, because he stepped up when he needed to, and he without hesitation.
Yeah, but he had to. Yeah, but he had to get the pep talk from his mommy to do it. And to me, it was just too much. It was too, like, I understand it, like being depressed. Absolutely get that. I mean, you lost your. Yeah, I did like that scene, the whole Cap with Mjolnir thing. And like I said, I don't have a problem with the humor. I just think they took it a little bit too far. But what I would have liked to have seen is I would have liked to have seen them do him kind of in the like they did in the comics, where he was in the unworthy Thor phase, where he just went way more Viking. Like like even though I had problems with the way they did him in the unworthy Thor storyline, the fact that he went pure on Viking in that storyline. And if they had done that with this movie, man, that would have been so freaking cool. Because in some ways, he became even more dangerous than he was when he had Mjolnir. Because now he's walking around with a freaking axe, and he's like in full on Viking mode. He even looked like he even kind of resembled the way he looked in the film with the long hair.
Yeah.
And the beard. So I would have preferred if they went a little less goofy, a little less silly, and went a little more in that direction where he just became pure rage. But I understand it because they're trying to appeal to a much wider audience. The humor, and of course, like I said, Ragnarok was huge. The humor in Ragnarok went over big.
Yeah.
So I get why they did it. I just personally didn't care for it. But getting back on this subject, like I said, Dark Phoenix, don't really care. I'll probably go see it just so I could talk about it. Toy Story 4, I don't care, man. I'm done with that crap.
I still only seen the first one. I haven't seen. Oh, well, I think I saw the second one.
You're not missing much.
Yeah, the toys.
Another Annabelle movie. Nobody cares. Spider-Man: Far From Home. I'm on the fence with that movie, man. I'm interested. I'm a little more interested in it now after seeing Endgame than it was before because I want to see kind of how things move on from Endgame.
Yeah.
I also want to see how his character moves on from Endgame because of his connection to Tony Stark. Yeah, me neither, Scott. I'm a huge X-Men for me in the 90s was the book, and Dark Phoenix was, in my personal opinion, the best X-Men story ever told, probably next to Days of Future Past. The last couple of X-Men films have just absolutely poisoned the well for me on that series. It really has, and it's unfortunate because I really wish it wasn't that way, but that's just the way I feel. The trailer looks bad. The trailer looks it looks like a retread of X3 with a new cast and even cheesier crap going on. It just really looks bad. But Spider-Man: Far From Home, I'm a little more interested in that. Obviously, I am going to go see it because, again, I want to talk about it. Before, I was a little I'm still kind of on the fence with it, but I'm a little more interested in it now. Lion King, don't care.
I definitely want to see that one, though.
Yeah. Fast and the Furious, Hobbs and Shaw. I'll go see that just because of The Rock and Jason Statham. But I'm going to point out, didn't that movie start off? It was just about street racing.
Well, actually, during the previews of it last night, I was telling Nate, I'm like, if you're gonna go stupid, go way over the top stupid, which they are now.
It's a superhero movie.
Physics. What's that?
Oh yeah, dude, it's a superhero movie. It literally is the movie has a literal supervillain in it.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. There's three reasons why me and probably 90% of the people are going to go see that movie. It's The Rock, Jason Statham, and Idris Elba. Because in my opinion, Idris Elba is one of the best actors going.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But if you go full retard, if you go full retard, you cross the line, destroy it. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, and yeah, if they did, see, that's the thing. I don't think you can do Dark Phoenix without the Shi'ar. They're so important to that. The Shi'ar and the Hellfire Club are so important to that story. You have to set that up. You have to.
But they didn't.
Again, this goes back to the whole thing where we were talking about with why the MCU succeeds and everything else fails. They don't set things up right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I honestly don't care about the X-Men movie. But Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw, I'll probably see that because, like I said, I'm a fan of those guys. But New Mutants is on the list here, but I don't even know if that's going to come out. And that's
I've heard not good things about that.
Well, dude, they've had so many.
It's going.
That thing's been sitting on the shelf for almost 2 years, and it's just like if they're doing the Demon Bear storyline from New Mutants, that could be really, really cool. But from what I'm seeing, man, I mean, it's God only knows what that movie's about. And I don't know, man, with the Fox merger and all that stuff, and they're killing stuff left and right. The fact that they killed Mouse Guard was just so depressing to me.
Yeah.
At least they're letting them shop it out to other
Other studios.
To other studios.
Yeah, hopefully somebody picks that up and does a good job with it, because Mouse Guard is just fantastic, and I would love to see that really go somewhere and get some mainstream love, because
Yeah.
it's
Well,
good.
yeah, that's true, Scott. They're not Marvel movies anymore. They're Mickey Mouse movies. That's true. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen going forward here, but we'll see. I'll tell you a movie that I'm really interested in seeing that they haven't really talked about much is Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Remember that?
Yeah, I saw a poster for that yesterday, and I was like,
you remember that? That was based off a series of children's books. Before, like long before they came out with like Goosebumps and stuff like that, they had those. And those, man, Jim and I used to talk about that. The illustrations in those books were creepy. They were messed up. I mean, just the illustrations alone would give your kids nightmares. Yeah, they were, man. Scott said those were good. Yeah, they were. They were really good. But, and then plus the fact that Guillermo del Toro is producing it.
oh, okay.
Yeah, del Toro, he does horror, man. He does horror pretty good. And, well, he does horror pretty good when they leave him alone.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I saw that and I was like, okay, I might have to check that out. What else? I think they're doing another one of those Olympus Has Fallen movies. Don't care. It Chapter 2. That one I'm interested in.
Yes.
It Chapter 2 looks pretty cool.
They did a really good job with Chapter 1, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Although once again, you know, the whole, oh, it's a giant bug thing.
Yeah. But
however, it doesn't have to be, because you never really have to see what it really is.
Yeah.
Because it plays with your mind, and you can't really kill it. So,
well, yeah, because it's not actually it creates physical bodies, but it actually exists in another dimension.
Yeah.
So what you see isn't really it. But yeah, did you ever read the Tiny Book series?
No.
Yeah, I remember it vaguely, but yeah, it was from what I remember, they were pretty cool. But do you want to see my Thor? Did you post it in the Facebook? Wait for Scott to respond here. But yeah, if yeah, post it to the Facebook link, man. I'll take a look at it. But I just realized. Okay, what? Yeah, I'll check it out. I'll check it out, man. Okay, yeah, I was actually I realized that my screen was like really blurry. I'm like, why am I doing it? And then I was like, oh, I'm not running in HD. But yeah, so was it it? That looks cool. Rambo Last Blood. I don't know, man. I'm not really.
Wait. What?
Dude, you didn't know about that?
No.
Oh yeah.
Rambo Last Blood.
Yeah. Rambo 5 Last Blood. This is I think they said he's supposed to die in this or something. Rambo goes up against a Mexican cartel in what's reported to be his last adventure.
Is he got a couple like Lowe's rockets strapped to the side of his wheelchair or walker?
I don't know, man. Dude, I'm gonna tell you what, man. Yes, I did see that picture that you drew of Gary. That was pretty funny, man. Did you see that? No, you're good, man. No, you can plug yourself in, dude. In here, there's only like 5 people watching. So
yeah, this isn't mass media.
Yeah, plug away, dude. And yeah, and also anybody that's watching, please share and please share this on your social media and let people know. We do this every day, every day,
Tuesday.
Every Tuesday at 6 o'clock when we start this. So let people know, help us grow this thing. And like I said, the whole reason why I post stuff to other people like that is so that I can plug them and they can plug us and we can help each other grow. So yeah, plug away, man. But yeah, did you see that Gary got his funding Packens Land actually got its $10,000 stretch goal. So, and Gary put a thing saying that he was going to wear that he would wear a mustache if he got it. So that was pretty cool. But actually, that last minute push really helped him get what he needed. But no, getting back, on the Rambo thing, the last Rambo 4 was actually pretty good. I was surprised. Yeah, he was really ecstatic last night when he was streaming and he actually made his 10,000. I'm really happy for him. Gary's a really great guy. And that Packens Land omnibus, that's really good deal for as big. That thing's over 400 pages. Oh, testing out the Robo voice on his stream. I have to check it out. I didn't listen to it today. But yeah, Packens Land is over 400 pages and it's $40. That thing is huge, man. It's like this. It's like the thickness of a phone book. So, and it's just a really cool story he's worked on for a long time. But yeah, yeah, I'll definitely check out the replay. But yeah, so Rambo, I'm not going to see that at the theater.
No.
Joker's another movie that I'm gonna go watch at the theater.
Yeah, I will go see it. I'm very apprehensive about what it's going to be. I really do hope that they're really playing up in the ads that he's going to be a sympathetic. He's a broken man, broken by society. No, Joker's a fucking psycho.
Yeah, the thing about that movie is I'm going into that with the interest in watching a person disintegrate.
Yeah, not necessarily the Joker.
I don't accept that that's the Joker. Because, like you said, to me, the Joker is not sympathetic. And in fact, the Joker himself has made it clear that he is not a sympathetic person. He doesn't he's like, I would have been this no matter what. So, but I do think that looks really interesting, that it could be
it looks like it'll be a good movie. Don't know.
Yeah. But as far as it being the Joker's backstory, yeah, I'm going to kind of, I'm not accepting that.
Hold my breath on that one.
Yeah. Did you see the trailer for Will Smith's new movie Gemini Man?
Yeah. Not too sure about that one.
I'm interested, but I'm not interested enough that I want to go see it. Unless that CGI is like really early phase. Yeah. I'm not impressed. But it's Will Smith, and hopefully, I mean, like I said, that CGI, it really looked to me like it wasn't done. Thanks a lot, Scott. I appreciate that, man. But we'll see, man. Like, hopefully the next trailer comes out and it doesn't look quite as bad. It's an interesting idea.
Yeah, cool premise, but
it looks terrible. Zombieland double tap. You know what? Don't go back to the well. Don't go back to the well. I liked Zombieland. I don't know if Zombieland 2 is going to be worth a crap. So again, that's another one that, like, I'll probably watch it, but I don't know if I'm going to watch it at the theater. Addams Family. I'm mildly interested in that. But again, I don't think I'm going to the theater. Yeah, Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. It's a sequel.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right. Whatever. Terminator. Go ahead.
Yeah, you took a pure evil character, turned her into a sympathetic hero, and now you're going to make a sequel about that.
Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be that, because it says Mistress of Evil.
Well, maybe something else bad happens to her and she becomes evil again.
Or this is a prequel or something. I don't know. Anyway, I don't care. Terminator Dark Fate, don't care.
I haven't even heard of that one.
Dr. Sleep. Now, this is the one I was telling you about last week.
Dr. Sleet?
Yeah, Dr. Sleep.
Sleep.
Yeah, Dr. Sleep, as in go to sleep.
Like night.
Yeah, this is the sequel to The Shining.
Oh, yeah, that one. Okay.
Yeah, and it's got Ewan McGregor is Danny grown up.
Okay, that could be cool.
And what's her name? Rebecca Ferguson, I think is a character. I think she might be one of the bad guys. Because here's the synopsis for it. Years following the events of The Shining, a now adult Danny Torrance meets a young girl with similar powers as his and tries to protect her from a cult known as the True Knot, who prey on children with powers to remain immortal. So it's
wow. Okay, so
it's written by Stephen King. So
okay, so yeah.
It could be cool. It could be terrible because, depending on King's.
It kind of sounds like something that could have just been a separate story, but it's like, oh, but we'll do it with the kid from The Shining, so we'll tie it into something else. Make sure it makes a buck.
Yeah, well, it's Ewan McGregor, man.
Yeah, well, yeah. So
that's automatically got me going. Okay. So I'm intrigued by that. I want to see a trailer for it first. Yeah. But that looks interesting. Dude, did you see the Sonic the Hedgehog trailer?
No.
Oh dear, sweet Mary, Mother of God.
That's pretty much what I've heard about it.
Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. Oh.
Like,
I'm not even a big Sonic fan, and I'm like, this is terrible.
Sonic has human teeth and little eyes.
It's not, dude. I mean, as bad as Sonic looks, the thing that gets me is Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey's doing the voice?
No, Jim Carrey is Dr. Robotnik. But he's not the way he looks. He's basically just playing the Joker. I mean, not the Joker, but the Riddler, like that kind of goofy he did. That's what he's doing. And I'm like, geez, God. So yeah, terrible. Now, something that you and me would be interested in, but I don't know if everybody else would be, is they are doing a new Midway movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Battle of Midway.
That could be cool.
And it's told from the perspective. It's basically one of those vignette type movies where
there's going to be different people, different stories.
Different people telling the story. Now, here's the thing that scares me. It's directed by Roland Emmerich. To remind you, Roland Emmerich is the guy who directed Independence Day, The Day After Tomorrow, Godzilla 1998. Yeah. 2012, 10,000 BC. Yeah, it's like, ooh, like every once in a while he does something like Stargate. Ooh, okay. But then you see Independence Day, which again, Independence Day is a guilty pleasure movie. I can understand that. It's not a great film.
It's not a great film. It was fun.
Yeah, but... Godzilla. Ooh. Day After Tomorrow. 10,000 BC. Oh, 2012. God, that just kill me and make it stop. Independence Day Resurgence. I'm gonna put the gun in my own mouth. But yeah. I did see that they're remaking. Scott said they're remaking Greatest American Hero
as a TV show or a movie.
I think it's a movie. They were going to do it as a TV show, but it fell through.
Okay.
And Cassie and Max would tell Robert Culp was Robert Culp was awesome. But Greatest American Hero remake. It's going to be a movie.
Okay.
Frozen 2, don't care. Didn't care for the first one.
Never saw the first one.
Yeah, you didn't miss
it. And
much.
I have 6 nieces. But I avoided it.
Now here's the thing. Did you see the Jumanji the remake?
The new one? No, I didn't. I did not see that.
It was actually pretty good. I mean, don't get me wrong, it wasn't like anything that was going to change history or anything like that,
Yeah.
but it was pretty cool. I liked it. It wasn't bad. It was way better than I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
Infinitely better. Um, the Jumanji sequel's coming out again. I feel the same way about that. Like I did the first one, I'll probably see it, but I'm not going to kill myself to do it. Now this is one that you and me are going to like because um, we're big fans of what's his name? Um,
Okay, you narrowed it down to a dude. What else? Actor? Artist?
It's an artist. Why is my brain not working?
Japanese?
Wallace and Gromit.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that guy. The guy who does Wallace and Gromit. He's got a new movie coming out called Shaun the Sheep.
Oh, a new Shaun the Sheep movie?
Yep, Shaun the Sheep, Farmageddon.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to see that.
So me and you, like, being fans of that kind of stuff. Yeah, Kevin Hart, dude.
With the cheese grommet. Yeah, Kevin Hart's funny.
Dude, I love Kevin Hart. Him and The Rock in that Jumanji movie, they were really good together. But and like you said, it was I think the two of them are one of the best film comedy duos going right now. But yeah, the Rundown was a much funnier movie than people give it credit for. But The Rock and Kevin Hart in Jumanji, that was what made that movie. But Shaun the Sheep, that's in December.
Oh, good Christmas movie. Yeah, about take some Mike.
Cats the movie, don't care.
No.
Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, I'll go see it, but
yeah, I'll go see it, but not not a lot of not a New Hope brewing there. Just yeah, I'll go see it. I mean, it doesn't. The trailers really haven't revealed much. I mean,
it just doesn't mean what it used to.
Yeah, I'm not excited. I mean, I'll certainly go see it. I may enjoy it. I'm just not going in with expectations. Let's put it that way.
I'm sure there'll be some interesting pew going on. But beyond that, man, like I said, Star Wars is just not. I don't have any emotional connection to it anymore. Call of the Wild. I did see they're making another Call of the Wild and Little Women again. Yeah, you don't need to do that. But yeah, that's it, dude. Like, there's maybe 5 movies that I'm like really, really super jazzed about.
It was super jazz. I mean, some of those though you're kind of going in with trepidation, but I mean they could be really good, but we'll see.
Yeah, that's true, Scott. We'll I agree with you. The whole and then did you? Oh my God, did you see the crap that people gave Mark Hamill because he posted that picture? Someone made this picture of all of the original cast together in the Millennium Falcon, and it was Mark Hamill posted and said missed opportunity, and people who are fans or like the Reylo shippers and all that crap, they just tore him a new one for putting that up there. It's like, this isn't your trilogy, it's the new cast, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, are you serious? You're really gonna give the guy crap for saying no, this could have been awesome? And yeah, they just crapped all over him for it. And I'm like, and he's like, I'm like, yeah, that's the reason why a lot of people are looking at this new movie and going, yeah, I don't know if I care. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm not that invested in it. But Adam Warlock should have been introduced long time ago. Adam Warlock should have been the character that was used instead of Captain Marvel in Endgame. Like, and dude, and that's another thing about Endgame. You can tell it's like her part was absolutely tacked on.
It was very minimal.
It was it was very tacked on, which is understandable because when those movies were in production, when they first started production on those movies, that movie hadn't even been like the cast for that movie hadn't even been finalized yet. So, I don't know if he should have been. I kind of think that they had to do the ending of Endgame the way that they did it. Scott, me personally, would have preferred if they had gone more with the way that it happened in the comics. But I kind of understand why they did, because the simple fact of the matter is, that a lot of the cast were done.
Yeah, they're leaving, and you have to write them out of the.
They're leaving, and you
franchise.
got to write them out. Now, personally, I would have liked it if they had just had them retire or something like that. But I get why they did what they did. I would have preferred that Warlock, at the very least, Warlock should have been the one who helped them figure out how to do it, how to stop Thanos. But and also you got to remember, Disney has, in the last couple of movies, they have stepped in hard. They want certain things to go a certain way, which I think is a terrible idea, but we'll see what happens going forward. But yeah, I would have preferred Warlock had been the Deus Ex Machina that helped them defeat everything. Plus, I think he's such an integral part to the cosmic pantheon. But yeah, that's it. That's the only things I'm looking forward for this year. Of all the big stuff that's coming out, there's like 5 movies. I'm like, okay, I gotta see those.
And one of them's claymation.
Yeah, one of them is old school claymation. Although I think it's CGI now that's done to look like claymation.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Because I remember Chicken Run was the last like full feature I saw of his.
Yeah,
and I mean that was awesome. That was.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I just like that. I just like that style of animation.
Yeah. Like, you ever see the one? It was one of his earlier things that he did with the kids at the zoo, and they just recorded kids at the zoos talking about the animals there, and then he did claymations to go along with it.
Yeah,
those are so awesome.
Oh, dude, I used to love all his stuff. He did didn't he do the Mean Kid?
The Mean Kid.
Yeah, the angry kid. The red. It was the animations of the redheaded kid.
I'm not sure.
I think he did those too. I could be wrong. It might have just been the same animator, but yeah, like Doug Tenniple would say, trash. Dude, I'm gonna tell you something. I like Doug, and I admire Doug a lot, and I like his perspective on things. His perspective on Transformers, I cannot agree with him on that. I love me some Transformers. Doug was on his last live stream. Doug Tenable was crapping all over Transformers, and I was like, Doug, we can't be friends anymore. You better stop, Doug. We can't be friends anymore, man. Yeah, no, it's just Doug being Doug. Is he streaming right now? Let me see real quick here, see if Doug's streaming. I want to see dude. Doug's a fun dude to listen to. No, he's not. I don't think he's streaming right now. But no, it was pretty funny. But he was going off about how stupid it was that in the last Transformers movie in Bumblebee that Optimus Prime is on like for instance, Optimus Prime is on. Oh yeah. He's Doug's he's going through some tough things right now, but what? Doug's tough. He'll make it through. I absolutely believe he will. But he was talking about oh yeah, dude. One of the reasons why I started changing my lifestyle a few years ago is I went through some pretty bad health scares, and Tom will understand this, like the situation where we lost a couple of really, really close friends, really, just within a few years, and the perspective that it changes in you and everything. It's like that saying is, man, nothing's going to hit you harder than life. But Doug is Doug's a tough guy, and he's got the right kind of support mechanism around him to help him get through it. So he's going to be okay. I absolutely 100% believe Doug's going to be all right. He's a good guy. But he said that the reason why Doug is a good dude. I unfortunately, because of money, I wasn't able to get in on Bigfoot Bill, but man, seeing the reviews and stuff for that thing was gorgeous. Oh my god, dude, no, dude, this thing was, the binding on this thing alone made me makes me jealous of people that have it. That thing is beautiful. It almost looks like a leather bound book. Yeah, I don't have right now. Money's tight, man. I got I got my hours cut and everything, but we'll figure it out. Hopefully, I get to the point where my art's good enough I can sell some of it.
There you go. That'd be awesome.
Well, I'm gonna back Gary, but I'm gonna back him on the I'm gonna back his the paperback, which is only $30. You know, so unfortunately, it's all I can afford. But I can only do like maybe one or two, like maybe one book a month at the most right now. I just don't have the money for it. But no, Doug was talking about he said it was stupid that Optimus Prime, who's on Cybertron, but he still looks like he turns into a truck.
Yeah.
You know, which I'm like, and like there were people actually, this is when someone's a fan and you gotta love them for this. People were in the thing going, Doug, he turns into a space truck. Which is true. If you've ever seen the original cartoon, that's true. Yeah. But he still looks like he still looks like a Mack truck, and it was funny, dude. I just love it. But no, I love Doug, man. Doug's a lot of fun to talk to. I'd love to get on his stream one of these days. I'm gonna see if he'll bring me on, and for one thing, it'll help my channel. But another, I just think it'd be fun to talk to him.
Space truckers, yeah.
Yeah, dude, do you remember that movie? Do you remember that movie? It was Dennis Hopper was in that movie.
There was a movie, Space Truckers.
Let me look it up here. I'm gonna see I swear to God, there was a movie called Space Truckers. And if I'm not mistaken, the guy who played Tywin Lannister played the bad guy. Space Truckers. Let me see here. Yep. Space Truckers, 1996. Hang on a minute. Let me see if I'm right about the guy who played the bad guy. Charles Dance. Yeah, dude, listen to this cast. This actually, you think about it, had a really good cast. Dennis Hopper, who's the main character.
Yeah.
Charles Dance as the cybernetic bad guy with the ripcord penis.
Maybe I'll see the movie someday. I won't ask.
Stephen Dorff as the hero, like the dude. Debbie Mazar, who was hot oh my God, she was so hot. George Wendt, Barbara Crampton, and God, what was the other? There was someone else. I can't remember. But yeah, dude, think about that cast for a second. This was a crappy throwaway 1996 movie called Space Truckers. Dude, oh my God.
Just for a movie called Space Truckers, that's an awesome cast. I mean, that's just...
You're related. Oh, wow. You're related to Dennis Hopper. Second cousins through marriage. That's cool, dude. Yeah, Dennis Hopper, dude, I remember watching that movie going, what am I watching? it's just so stupid. But yeah, and he's right. It was really funny. It was really, really funny. But yeah, but anyway, yeah, I was talking about like Doug's talking crap about Transformers, and I was like, Doug, you gotta stop. But okay, I think we're well past our time. Yeah, we're at we're at 1:45. So you got anything else you want to talk about, man?
Nope, I'm good. One of these days we'll have to talk about our our upcoming, well, our present and upcoming tabletops we're doing.
Yep. I'm at actually Chester Busby's doing that vampire game online. I might actually well, yeah, sometimes we get more people here, Scott. Sometimes we don't. I'm gonna have to get on the people that we know and ask them where the hell you guys been. But like I said, man, we're trying to reach out and get more people aware and just get people to start helping us out. We want to help other people out. So, but I think networking is the way to go here. Yep. But yeah, but obviously there will be some people to watch this later. There always are. But anyway, appreciate you guys being here. If you did like what we did here today, please
like and subscribe.
Anybody that watches it later, like and subscribe, and leave us some comments below. Things to help us make the show better. And we will see you guys next week.
Alrighty.
And thanks for being here, Scott. I'll talk to you. I'll check out that piece of work you did, man.
Yep. Thanks for showing up. And if Church is still here, thanks for listening.
Yep. Everybody that came in, appreciate it. See you guys next week.
Yep. See you later. Bye.
Bye.